Hey guys, welcome back to Vince Bell Custom. So today I'm sharing with you a what if Darth Crocodile was made. So this is basically a Star Wars themed Sith Lord. This was made from the Sideshow Collectibles Killer Croc statues. So background onto this statue, I was given this a while back and we were going to be making a Florida football theme of the character at first. Because the person who wanted this done is in Florida. They like the whole orange brick theme, football theme, crocodile, stuff like that. So basically, as I got the item and was ready to work on it, the project sort of changed and we went more with a Sith Lord. So it took a little while because of the saber. I'll kind of go over that in a second, but it's actually a really cool idea. I like doing stuff like this, like a what if. It's not made for like everybody. Would it like 30 people or 50 people want one like this? Probably not, but it's a one of a kind for someone who likes this type of stuff and it's for their personal collection. So it worked out pretty well. So to give you guys an idea, he came with cloth pants. We took down the cloth pants. I resculpted pants onto it. Basically wanted to give him like a hood, but like a torn down hood because it's a change of head. So you do have this head right here as well. So when we pop this head off, he has the scarf, which kind of works pretty well. So you sort of had that ripped up scarf that's on him and stuff. So we kind of followed that whole Darth Maul type of theme with some of these tattoos, but we kept him the green and black, which works really well. And the saber. And I know the bricks are standing out. Maybe in my camera the bricks are not really showing like orangey, but they're a little bit more of the orange bricks for like a lot of the buildings in Florida type stuff. But we'll kind of go over what happened on why this sort of took a little bit longer than expected. So once we got the idea for doing the whole Sith Lord type thing, the client had somebody who actually builds lightsabers, I guess for a lot of 1/6 scale stuff. And they built the lightsaber and sent it off to me because I had to break that left hand to hold the lightsaber. So what happened is the saber was too small. It just didn't look right for this scale of him, because why would this guy of Killer Croc have this really tiny 1/6 scale saber? So I told the client, I was like, look man, the saber's not really working too well. It really needs to be bigger. I mean, we're going to do all this work, and if I put in this little dinky saber, it's not going to look right. So they went back to that person, or they found another person, I'm not really sure. They basically had another saber made, but the saber that came to me was even worse than the first one, and it broke in shipping because the packaging was pretty bad and it didn't look right. You can sort of see in the picture of the second saber in the hand, it looked like a missile that you get from like a Transformers toy. They just put a missile in there and they added a saber. I don't really know. So I told the client, I said, look, I'm sitting here, I'm waiting, we're going back and forth, the statue is in my hand, why don't I just build my own lightsaber? If you don't have a specific look of a lightsaber, I can make something on my own. So basically he said, alright, go ahead. So I went on eBay, I found these Plexiglas Rods. So I have this one that's like orange, and I have this one that's like really like orange. Basically I found a hollow brass tube of brass rod that you get from K&S rods and stuff. And what I did is I made it so the saber is removable, but the thing is attached into his hand. So basically, you just pop this one out if you want to, and you could pop in this one that's a little bit more orange if you want. So he's got options. So the other thing good about it too is for packing and shipping, you don't have to worry about this breaking. And if you ever found a better lightsaber down the line that's in the same exact scale, you can always do something different. So what I did is I pretty much created the tube, and then I created stuff around it. I added stuff around there. I went down to my local parts store, which is kind of like, I live down near the ocean, so there's actually a boat store. So I went in there and they had these weird little little rivet things and stuff. So I added them and I built that around there, and I just created my own lightsaber. And I think it works out better for him. I mean, it's something that I had complete freedom to do. There was no specific look, and that's what I came up with. And I think it works out really great, and these sabers are a perfect scale for him. Now, in the beginning, I thought we were going to do like a double lightsaber, but he decided that he only wanted one, which I think is fine. I think it works out pretty well. So that's kind of what we went with there. So the other custom work is, of course, we wanted to add a tail. Now, this is where 3D printing is becoming like even better for customizing statues. So I had my friend in Canada, Meta John, who prints up a lot of my stuff. I told him, I was like, I'm trying to find a crocodile tail or an alligator tail to add. I found one online, but when I sent it to him, what it was is it was a very low detailed item that was made for adding a texture to it, like colors, and that's what you would look like. So I actually had to find one that was actually more like this, and he actually found me one. So we found this and we printed it out, and it is removable. So we do have a crocodile tail that works out pretty well. So I added a magnet in there. This is a metal rod, and that just kind of goes back there. So this is good for shipping now. We don't have to worry about it breaking. And he has a tail. At first I thought we were going to do a huge tail, but he said, nah, just something small, which works pretty well. So I think if we did a really huge tail, it probably would not really line up correctly with the back of his bumps and stuff. It almost lines up perfectly now with here. So I think that worked out pretty well with that. Now we'll just kind of go on to the, paintwork. Basically, he wanted like a darker green from what the factory did. So hopefully you guys can see that darker green. We left the chest like kind of that whitish chest, opened up. But what I did is I went in there and I painted up some tattoos on him like Darth Maul. But because he has a lot of bumps all over his shoulders and his back and stuff, we really couldn't go too crazy with the tattoos. Because if you start adding them around the outside of him, you would lose them in with the bumps. So I kind of stuck into the center, chest and stomach and the inside of his arms, as you can see. And then from there, it worked out pretty well. And then, of course, the cloth, it's a little bit darker, grayish, brown cloth to kind of give him like that, really dingy look on him. You can see the colors and stuff that I added around his back, and just kind of really ran with it and had some fun. As far as the base, we really didn't have to change any of the green glop, all that stuff on the base. It just painted the bricks kind of like an orangey red. Like I said, I'm not really sure how it's showing in person, or at least in the camera, but you can see how things worked out pretty well. And of course the back, hopefully you guys can see it, but what I did is once I got all that green and all that stuff on there, I did like a washing of brown around all the rocks and stuff. So the very top of his back has a lot of that brownish and stuff, and then we kind of blend into the green, and then we kind of blend into the tattoos underneath of his body. So what I had to do is I had to come up with an area where the black would stop underneath those areas here and also over here. So I kind of found areas of where his scales were, and that's kind of where I did those black parts and stuff like that. Gave a little bit of rips into the jeans, the pants and stuff, just kind of really made them cool. So this was a fun project. I really enjoyed this one because, like I said, it's a what if, and it's just something that somebody wants in their collection and stuff like that. Now, of course, for the face, you kind of see we followed that Darth Maul with tattoos on the face. We did really bright Sith eyes, like those glowing, like orangey Sith eyes. You probably can't really see it too much with the hood, but maybe we could kind of get a little bit over here. Hopefully you guys can see it. I'm not really in front of my camera too well, but that worked out pretty well here. And this is the other head. So you can kind of see what I did is I really repainted the mouth a lot. I really worked out some of the tattoos on there. I really worked out the teeth. Because the original paint up from the factory was very, very bland. There was no pinks in there. It was very whitish and greens. It wasn't really like any kind of just sinister looking to him. But I think once I got all that in there, it worked out pretty well. So that is pretty much it. Pretty straightforward. I think the only downside about this whole item is I wish I could have found a deeper red rod for the saber. I tried looking at a bunch of different areas, and I really didn't find one that was really deep red. But, like I said, if my client is ever out there, or I'm ever out there and I say, hey, I found the rod, I can always just go and cut it up, sand down the tip, because I did buff out this tip here. It's kind of hard to see because it goes straight, it's like flat cut. So I did round it off and I buffed it out to a nice clear. We can always add a deeper red one in down the line. So that's kind of why I wanted to make it removable. Now at first he really wanted me to see if I can make the handle removable, but the problem is the way his claws are and his hand is bent and he has these fingernails, there's no way we could have made that removable. So it was safer just to make the blade removable. And I did it in a way too where the blade isn't turning downwards and it would slide out. I made sure it was straight on and it stays in. So that is Darth Croc. Hopefully you guys like the way he came out. I had a lot of fun with this one. I'm kind of glad he's done no because he's been on my floor for a while. But he's ready to go. So let me know what you guys think. Do you like the idea of a Darth Croc, kind of like a Star Wars themed character? You know, this also opens up a lot of ideas to you guys. Like, say you like superheroes. Like, you like Superman, but you always wanted him to be like a Sith Lord. You could always take a Superman, add a saber, make him look sinister, and have some fun. I don't know. Just throwing that out there with you guys. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back with some more videos.